Hello. So update time. It's been about a couple of weeks since I've done anything on the house due to personal reasons. So we'll show you what I've been doing. Basically, just finished that last course of bricks where I've closed off the window, and then it's got to clear up a lot of I've got a bit of muck left where I removed the chimney breast upstairs. It has to be all cemented in and stuff. Some of the bricks are sort of half cut and stuff, so I'm just going to go up there and sort of lay that bit of cement that's left over instead of wasting it. Might as well just lay it in the cracks and let it sort of dry off, and then eventually I've got to mix a batch to close off all of that anyway. So once I get there, I'll show you what it looks like, or how much we have to close off. We have to just, instead of rendering it, I'm just going to use sand and cement, fill up the gaps, and then eventually use some browning to finish it off, make it look prettier, and then eventually it's got to be plastered anyway. So that's the plan of action for that. And if I come back and spin you around, basically all we got left to do outside as far as bricking is concerned is just this bit here where this flue is. That's just got to be, when the boiler comes out, we'll rip this out, tidy this area up, marry it all together, and then that'll be all of the bricking done. So what that means now is I have to move all this stuff away from this wall and then start building my shelves across here. Once all my shelves are built, then all of this stuff is going to get sort of put underneath, on top, utilize all the shelves basically. That's where we're at, and hopefully tomorrow I'm going to clean up inside. I'm not going to touch the garage yet until much later, so I don't really have a purpose right now for those shelves. I do, but there's no rush. The inside of the house is more important, so that's the reason we finished off all the bricking as much as we could, so that you'll bring us to this point where on the inside it's all roughly finished because of the boiler flue again, same thing, can't really carry on after that until the boiler's out. So the next job is to clear out the ground floor altogether, make sure there's nothing left, so I'm going to make some dust when I'm removing some walls down and ripping off some old plaster and rendering off the walls. That's the plan. So tomorrow that's what I'm going to be doing. Clear out the house and create some kind of a kitchen area in the ground floor which is sealed so that no dust can get in there, but we can get in there when we want to. So somehow I've got to make some kind of a door there. Don't know how yet, I haven't figured it out, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. So yeah, that's the plan, and I'll catch you soon. Boop, boop. And welcome to another video where we are going to basically move things around the house so that we can start demolition, because I don't want some of the stuff we're keeping in the house so we can still continue living in the house. So therefore we are moving some parts of the kitchen, like all the air fryers and kettle and that kind of stuff, to that side of the house where the fridge freezers are. I've just moved them because they were there, or somewhere around there, so just moved them over there, and that's going to become our living room, kitchen, all in one place, except for the basin obviously. But I'm thinking for now I might leave the basin dishwasher unit up to here. See this crack here, this joint here? I'm going to remove everything else on this side, in the oven, the cooker, all these units, these top units, bottom units, the whole lot. Get rid of all of that. And the idea of that is to allow for me to plasterboard this area so I can prepare for the boiler which is still over there, to be fitted over there. Once that's fitted, then that means we can start plumbing. You know, we can start running all the pipes and stuff like that in place. So that's that. And I've also got to clear this area, get rid of all these boxes and stuff. These are all food and whatnot. So they're all going to go over there somewhere. They'll be stacked up somewhere over there. And then I can crack on with stripping these columns, basically. And then we're going to plasterboard it instead. Plasterboard it all the way around. And then same with this pillar. We're going to strip that and then plasterboard that as well. Over there, that plaster and the rendering is quite bad. Every time I touch it, something peels off. So I think I'm just going to end up stripping that whole thing back, right back to the bricks, and just dot and dab it with plasterboard. I think that's going to be the best option. I'm going to do the same thing over here as well, dot and dab that one as well. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to clear all that up and then move it all onto that little temporary worktop that I built over there with the 2 little fridges, or fridge freezer. And then that means I'm going to remove all these 3 top units as well, and we're going to use them as cupboard space over there as temporary cupboards, so that because they're all like just complete units with the doors and everything, just going to remove them off there, remove the doors first so it makes it lighter, and remove the shelves off it. Turns out these 2 units here, these middle ones, are actually 2 singles. I thought they were joint, never noticed it. We've had the house for like 6 years almost, actually 6 years bang on, and never noticed it. But the other ones, so like this one, is a complete unit. It's just 1 unit. So I never noticed that. Interesting. Because it means it just makes using it a bit more not so user friendly. Anyway, the idea is obviously to move those 3 over to there somewhere. Unsure exactly where I'm going to move it, but I might just stack them on top of here. But I want to utilise this space for the air fryers and stuff, and the microwave kettles and toasters and all that. That will all be going across here. And the other thing is, where you got that wall, that door, I want to put some kind of a barrier with some dust sheets and stuff, polythene dust sheets, to come all the way across here, right up to the wall. So it'd be somewhere along, if you're looking at it like that, be somewhere along here, so that that side of the room will be totally sealed, and we can still use it as living room, kitchen, and you know, spend a bit of time kind of place over there. And then this side of the house is where all the work is going to happen. Obviously this wall here is going to come out. Still haven't taken it down, simply because there's still things around that needs to be covered so that they don't get dusty as I'm removing things. And that's the reason. The good thing is I can shut that door, and I can always also shut that door, and that means nothing will go to other side of the house, into the hallway or upstairs, dust wise. So everything will stay in this vicinity, except for that bit. That's the only bit where I need to make sure that's protected from dust as well. And then we're going to take this wall down, and then we're going to take those 2 pillars, strip them, and strip that wall. Those are the things we're going to do, and then that's it for now, and let's crack on. Whoop, whoop. Hello. So we're carrying on with this house renovations. So where we're at is, this is the old kitchen. There was 3 900 double wall units there, and just removed them, and I'll show you where I took them. So this is going to be our temporary kitchen living room area while we're dealing with the rest of the house. So there's one of the 900 units and there's the other two here. And the idea is quite simple, to be able to store our food, dry stuff, whilst we're still working on the house. And the next thing to do for me is to put a one of these sheets, dust sheets, and they're 4 meters by 4 meters. So we're going to go in line with that post or pillar and just basically go all the way around to the other side, drop it down. I'm going to screw it to the ceiling and screw it to the floor with some feather edge timber basically. Once we've done that, then that'll protect that side of the house from all the dust that I'm going to create when I'm taking this wall down. And obviously the other things back there, the pillars, they've all got to be stripped back. And the other thing, ripping out the rest of the kitchen. So I'm going to end up ripping all this out. I'm going to try and keep it as in units so that it's not destroyed. It is up for sale. Just make us an offer and it's yours. It will come with those 3 wall units that go across there. You've got 2 base units, something like a wine rack kind of thing. It does have a corner cupboard which has these swivelly things in it, baskets, so that's nice. You've got all the drawers, space for a washing machine or tumble dryer or whatever you want there really, even a dishwasher, you know. So on this side you've got the dishwasher, oven, cooker. Dishwasher doesn't come with the kitchen, we're going to keep that. And then you've got a tall larder unit there, extractor there which is built in, a 600 unit, and the basin will come with it as well, not with the tap. We're keeping the tap. So that's basically what you're looking at. And I will be ripping all this out. Some of it will be staying, like the basin will end up staying for now. So this section here to the left and what's above will come out, all of this, so that we can see how bad it is behind there, as we actually have to replaster that. And what I want to do, if I can help it, it's possible that because of the tiles over there, I might actually have to take it right back to bricks anyway. And if I do have to take it right back to bricks, it's absolutely fine. All it means is we're just going to dot and dab it with new plaster board, not plaster. And then most likely the same across here as well. And obviously around the pillars and around the steel beams. So all it means is it's just going to be plasterboarded rather than plastered. Now, if you look up here, whoever's fitted this kitchen done a terrible job of it, in my opinion. There's hooks missing, and the hooks that are there, some of them were just exactly the way they are right now. I haven't touched it, so it's almost like sideways. It's not doing much. Some of them weren't even held in position. They were screwed into each other, and that's about it. As you can see, there's some rod plugs in the wall, so they were kind of screwed and they were quite loose to the sides. And same with this one, that's got a rod plug there, and there used to be one at the top. Obviously when I installed the steel beam, I had to remove that one, not that it mattered. So that's where we're at now. Next job is to actually get rid of all this stuff. I mean, that's just recycling those two. And what's in these boxes is going to end up in the cupboards that I've just put into the temporary kitchen area. So that's the idea of that. And then clear this up. There's some bits of debris of cement, I think there might be some mortar there. I need to clear all that up because Zaytin likes to bite it for some weird reason. Look at her, she's knockout. So, and then just tidy this area up, push the boiler and stuff to that side just to get it out of the way. And once I put up that dust sheet, basically I can go ahead and start ripping this wall down, hopefully. Right, let's crack on. Boop, boop. Right, so we're continuing on with our house renovations. There's been a bit of a delay with the videos and stuff, but forgive us. So I've just created, well, let's switch off the light, we don't need the light. I've just created this air barrier between this part of the house and that part of the house. That's the clean part where we have our sofa, well, temporary chairs and that kind of thing, and dining table and whatnot. So I've just screwed it down similar to this, all the way across. Use the woods, screws, and done that. And then on the other side, taped it down with gaffer tape, and done the same thing on that side against that wall. And at the bottom, again, used wood to screw straight down. And that should stop all the dust from crossing over to the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this wall down. Well, what's left of it anyway. Not huge amounts of it when they took it down, because you can see at the bottom there, they made it smaller and just left it as open space. And the same here, you can see how it used to come across. So this would have been the doorway. In some of the other houses, they still got the exact same layout, and you can see we have actually seen it in some of the other houses. And you can also see the original. This was where the kitchen was on this side, and that's the wall that used to come down, doorway, wall, and it would connect to this wall. So that's what you can see. But we're now open plan. So we're taking this section out, top part of it, that section, and then after I've removed this, I'm going to move on to that corner, strip that corner down, get rid of all the plaster and the old rendering, and then we're going to move on to this corner. We're going to strip the rendering and the plaster off that wall as well, and then we are going to strip this whole wall from the plaster and the old plaster and the rendering, because it is really bad. It is really bad, because there used to be a water leak there from up there somewhere. So because of that, this all ended up getting soaked up, so it's all can't be reused basically. Every time I tap on it, it just comes away. So we're just going to strip it right back to the bricks. And then, so we're going to strip this side of it as well, and I might even have to strip the remaining of this wall back as well, depending on how bad it is behind there, because sometimes it's easier just to start from scratch than trying to repair something that's already there. It's quicker, better, and you know it's done properly. So yes, that's it. We've got our wheelbarrow ready to put all the crap in there and take it all the way to the back of the garden, ready for skip day. Alright, let's crack on. Boop, boop. So let's give you a quick update on how I'm getting on with this wall. This is basically where it's at. I've stripped both sides of it, pretty much, about halfway on this side, and the top across like that. And you can see the corner bits hanging off there. It was a really bad job, because especially this section here come out really easy. I mean, there's cables just dangling with no ends on it. makes no sense to me. I hope that's not live, because there's another two here. There. One has like this sort of looped round. The other one is literally just open. So I'm hoping they're not live. I haven't actually touched them, so I'm not planning on touching it. But I do have to test them to see if they're live or not at some point. But no one's actually high enough to get to that anyway. It's alright. Tomorrow we'll continue on and hopefully have all this down. I mean, that seems like a quite heavy concrete. And it looks like split in two halves. It's literally mated together by the looks of it. So hopefully that will make life a bit easier to take it off. That's my plan anyway. So yeah, cleaned up. All the floors now nice and clean. My barrow's empty for tomorrow. And tomorrow we crack on. And let's get on with it. Whoop, whoop. So we're another day now. Let's give you an update on what's going on. This is how far I got now. But a bit of a slight issue with the dust sheet that I put up. It ripped in many places, as you can see. I've taped it up many times, but the last one was a quite wide, big opening. So the fix is some gaffer tape, 75mm, so quite wide, and we have just got some tarp, 3 meters by 4 meters. It's actually 3.8 meters from that wall to that wall, not to the sticky out bit, even further in, so that's more than enough. And it's 2.4 meters high, so that means it's more than high enough. 3 meters would be more than high enough to cover 2.4. So I'm still going to use the same method, just like I did with the dust sheet. Just going to remove all that timber off the floor, off the ceiling, and do exactly the same thing. But hopefully this time round, this stuff is quite thick, so it shouldn't really rip with anything hitting it. And it's clear, which means it will still let the daylight in. So I don't really want it to be like pitch black and I can't see anything. So one thing that I've found is an old light switch that they left in. They just taped it all up and tucked it away, which is great. But I've just realised that goes further down as well, which means that there is a socket on the other side, and that probably means that that is somehow connected to that socket, unless it just goes all the way into the ground and then it goes back to the fuse board or something along those lines. Alright, we're getting there. Just got to switch this over and have some lunch and then crack on. Alright, whoop whoop. Right, so quick update. This is where we're at. I've just installed the tarpaulin, so it creates a divider between where I'm taking this wall down and where we kind of live temporarily. I do still need to put a bit of tape, gaffer tape, all the way around on that side and that side, but other than that, we are good to go. So we're just going to crack on with taking this wall down. What I'm going to do is take those top bits off first, so that there's no more support on those joists, because there is a steel beam that goes where that pillar is. If you follow that all the way down, there's actually RSJ up there that supports these beams. So there's no need for this wall. It's not a supporting wall. So that's that. Once those are out, then I'm going to try to see if I can separate, because I think there's 2 lintels on top of there. Try and separate them so that it just makes it lighter for me to take it down. If not, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't got that far yet. So, yeah, watch this space. Whoop, whoop. Right, so we now have all the sides taped up and the top all the way around, because there was a lot of gaps between the wood and the ceiling. So I thought I would just tape them up, because I don't want no draft, no air, dust getting to the other side. So that's all done. The bottom's all done, and it's nicely stretched as well from top to bottom, so it makes a big difference in the preventing anything from getting to the other side. So yeah, this is what we're going to do now. Let's get on with it. Whoop, whoop. Just taking off the lintels. There was 2 of them, as you can tell. They're now on the floor. So what I did, I used these ladders, put it on the other end, and removed one at a time, and I've rested it on top of the ladders at this end, and I came to this end and I just shifted it off and lowered it all the way to the ground. Well, halfway I threw it down. And then done exactly the same thing for the other one. Actually, the first one I did hold it at that end, and I just let it go at this end. It just went all the way down to the floor. It's pretty much resting where it dropped. Well, when I say dropped, only one end dropped. That end I was still holding, and then just as it was about to hit the ground, I let go of the other end and it hit the ground. Didn't damage anything, which is great. So now I'm just going to concentrate on taking these sides down. Got two of them to do. I'm going to focus on this side so that the plaster and stuff will break on the other side and it will just fall off. That's the idea. So let's crack on. Whoop whoop. Right, so it's bang on 6 o'clock. I've just finished it. Spin you around. Just a little gravel on the floor, basically. It's like the site just came down in one go. Anyway, it's all looking good. Gone all the way down to the ground, and it's ready for browning, basically. As you can tell, it's not a supporting wall. See that pillar there? That's the one that's got the supporting RSJ on it, and it just goes all the way across and goes into the party wall, because this is a semi-detached house. I've literally just finished this section, just done the last bit, and you can see there, that's the brick wall that I just took down. You can see a socket there, a single socket. There's some kind of a light switch here, but it's not in use because it was buried behind stuff. So it either comes from down there, goes up there, goes all the way across, and somewhere along there goes up, or comes down from upstairs all the way down, and then it goes somewhere, unsure where. Most likely it goes going up rather than down, I would say. Yeah, so you can see here I've got a few bits to sort of bury that. I need to trim that off a bit more, basically, and a few other bits left to trim. But it's 6 PM, and in the UK, if you're doing any building works, especially noisy stuff like this, it means that you can only work till 6 PM Monday to Friday so it's 8 till 6 on Monday to Friday, and Saturdays is like till 1 o'clock or something, 8 till 1 I think, and Sundays you technically can't. However, if you're doing a DIY like me, then you can actually work on Saturday till 6, Sunday until 2, I believe. I have googled it, and I have looked at many different websites, even government websites. They all say the same thing, so no one can complain about noise because I am allowed to do it. So obviously we've got to be respectful of our neighbours, and we love one side. I'm not sure about the other side. Let's just say neutral on that one. So right, got a lot of cleaning to do. Got to take all of this rubble, shove it into this wheelbarrow, and we're going to take it behind that gazebo right to the back where the shed is, basically. So that's where we're going to go. Right, after this, after I've done the clean up, tomorrow we're going to move on to that pillar and that pillar behind me. We're going to do those two pillars, and we're going to strip this wall back, right back to brickwork, and possibly this one as well. But we won't know until we remove these units. So yeah, let's crack on and see you in the morning. Whoop, whoop.